Met knie zit en vanaf daar komen we. Ja. Yes. Good. Welcome everyone to this 45-minute yoga class. My name is Anne Rijkens. I'm the teacher today. And this is Jasmijn. She's the student of today. So Jasmijn is showing everything that you guys are going to do as well. And I'll be talking you and Jasmijn through the class. I'll be joining here and there, but mostly I will be doing the pregnancy versions because, well, I'm obviously pregnant. So Jasmijn is showing what to do. Okay. We're going to start today in a child pose. So come in with your big toes to touch. And then knees we start with the knees really wide apart. So make some room for your belly. And then start walking your hands forward. And just walk your hands forward and then until you cannot walk any further. And then take a deep breath in here to lengthen from the sit bones to the top of your head. As you exhale, release the forehead down to the mat. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can also rest your head on top of fists or on top of a block or a book or something else that you have nearby. And then just release the arms down, so the arms soften, the armpits melting towards the mat. As you are here in your child pose, just take a deep breath in through the nose to feel the lungs lengthening from the sit bones to the top of your head. And as you exhale through the mouth deeply as you allow the body to sink further down towards the mat. You can do two more like that. So deep breath in, fill the lungs completely. Exhale through the mouth, release, sink the body further down into child pose. You can do one more if you like. And release. Good. So after finishing your third round, just allow your breath to normalize as you seal the lips gently together. And just bring your focus to the belly. Just noticing how that is rising and falling on your breath between the thighs. During this 45 minutes of yoga practice, see if you can stay sealed within your practice, within everything that happens on your mat, in your body, in your mind, emotions. So for those 45 minutes, see if you can become the observer instead of being led by thoughts or being led by distractions. Yoga is so much more about just the physical components that we do. It's mostly a meditation practice in movement. So see if you can keep that in mind. As you start gently rocking the forehead over the mat, left to right, massaging the forehead. And as you do so, start deepening your breath. So lengthening the inhales a bit and smoothing out the exhales a bit, making sure the inhales and the exhales are even in length and even in deepness. Good. On your next inhale, coming up onto your hands and knees. Good. Tuck your toes into the mat. Make sure your knees are right underneath the hips. Your hands right underneath the shoulders. And from here, we're going to move through some cat and cow tilts. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your sit bones up. Move your belly down, but keep your navel in. Lift your chest. Roll the shoulders backwards. And then lift your head and lift your heart. You gaze up between the eyebrows. On the exhale, you start to round in. Sit bones down. Lift your belly. Press the shoulder blades away from one another. Crown to the floor as you gaze to the nose. Inhale, reverse the movement. And exhale to round. So if your breath is a little bit faster or slower than mine, don't worry. Just go on in your own pace, in your own speed. Inhale. Just make sure that you just move the inhales to open and use the exhales to round it up. Make sure your palms are flat so you have that connection from your hands into the mat. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to come back to a neutral spine. So you're lengthened from the sit bones to the top of your head. Pull your belly button in so your core is engaged. Then tuck your toes into the mat. And then as you inhale, hover your knees just a couple of centimeters above the mat. So working into the core and the arm muscles. Good. Now from here, we're going to lean forward as you inhale. So just slightly leaning over the wrists. On the exhale, bring the hips towards heels. Sink it back into a hovering child pose. Inhale, coming forward, so leaning a bit over the wrists, giving a stretch there. Exhale, coming back to that hovering child pose. Inhale, come back to hover. This time on the exhale, lift your hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Just walk out your feet one by one. As you walk out your feet, make sure that your upper body is straight from your sit bones to watch your palms pressing down into the mat. Staying light in the toes. And don't worry too much about straightening the legs in downward dog. Just focusing more on that upper body whenever you get into this posture. As you roll the biceps up, inner elbows up, and rooting down through the bases of the index fingers. Good. Now from here, as you inhale, coming back into that hovering position, knees right above the mat. And as you exhale, lift your left foot up. Now your foot is flat, your knee bent 90 degrees. Inhale to lower your foot back down. And then exhale, move up to the other foot. Squeeze your glute. Good. Inhale, foot comes back down, back to that hovering position. Exhale to lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Good. Now bend your knees, gaze forward as you inhale. Step one foot at a time to the front of your mat, stepping with the big toes to touch. Placing your hands underneath the kneecaps, lifting halfway up, inhale. Good. As you exhale, walk your hands over your legs, behind your heels, and then gently pull yourself forward, elbows close to the low legs. Good. From here, bend your knees deeply. On the inhale, coming to Utkatasana, chair pose. Engage through the low back. And then exhale, come to standing. Good. We're going to move through 3 cycles of a variation of Surya Namaskara or sun salutation. We're going to start with Utkatasana. So inhale, sink it down. Reach the arms up. Make sure your big toes are touching, your knees are close together. On the exhale, fold forward, placing your hand, just like Jasmine is doing, right next to the feet. Release the head and release the neck. On your inhale, coming either to the fingertips or place your hands underneath the kneecaps for option 1. On the exhale, plant your palms flat again and then fold even further forward. Good. On inhale, you're going to step back into a high plank. For option 1, you can drop the knees down. Now, as you exhale, you're going to drop your knees, drop your chest, drop your forehead down, but keep your hips up in the air, elbows close to the side body. Now, release your feet, release your pelvis. On inhale, come to Cobra. Make sure your legs are fully strengthened and your hips stay sealed on the mat. Shoulders backwards, elbows stay bent. Good. On the exhale, roll over the feet, lift the hips up. Coming into a downward facing dog. Taking one breath in here to feel the lungs. And then exhale to sink deeper into your downward dog. Good. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale, step 1 foot at a time. Forward, big toes touching, knees together. Exhale, fold, palms flat, right next to the feet. Bend your knees deep. Inhale, coming back to Utkatasana chair. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, back to Utkatasana. Exhale, fold palms flat next to the feet. Flat back, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold deeper, stretching out the back of the legs. Inhale, step it back into that high plank. Exhale, drop your knees, drop your chest and your forehead down. Keep the hips up. Inhale, release the hips down. Coming back to cobra. Make sure your neck is straight. Exhale, roll over the feet. Back to downward facing dog. Good. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Inhale, stepping one foot at a time to the front of your mat. Coming to that halfway lift. Exhale to fold, hinge from the hips. Bend the knees, inhale, come back to Utkatasana chair. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good, last one, inhale. Coming to Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, palms flat, release the head and neck. Flat back, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, palms flat to deepen. Inhale, stepping back into a plank position. Exhale, knees just forehead down. Keep your hips up. Inhale to come back to up cobra. Squeeze the elbows to the side ribs. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good, bend your knees, gaze forward, stepping one foot at a time forward. Reach the arms up, inhale. Good, now we're going to stay here in our Utkatasana. So we hold it for about 5 breaths. Make sure your big toes touch. And just squeeze the inner thighs, the inner knees together. As if you're holding a piece of paper and you're on a boat in strong wind. So squeeze the thighs. Now to keep the paper there. Make sure that the toes are relaxed and soft. The main weight is on your heels here. Let's see if you can roll those biceps a little bit more up and in. And then reach a little bit more to the fingertips as you sink the shoulders back and down on your back. Good, one more deep breath in here to find even more length through the arms. And as you exhale, straighten the legs, stepping your feet about the width of your hips here. Good, now interlace your fingers. Lift the chest as you inhale. Roll the shoulders backwards. Exhale to fold, moving the forehead towards the space between the thighs. Each inhale you use to lengthen the upper body. Each exhale you use to deepen the posture, to move those arms a little further overhead. Make sure that the shoulders move away from the ears. And just like Utkatasana, your toes are soft. Good, release your hands down. Bring your hands underneath the kneecaps as you inhale, coming to a halfway lift. So you lengthen to reach vertebra of the spine. Good, and then as you exhale, sinking down. And then shift your weight over to the left leg. Your hands can be on your hips for now. And then lift up your right leg as you inhale. On the exhale, bring your ankle on top of your knee and then sink down to come into a squat as you release that right knee out. You can either stay here or bring your hands in front of your heart. And as you do that, last option, press your palms together so you feel that activation in the arms as well as your chest. Keep sinking into those hips to increase the stretch on the right outer hip. Good. Now from here, release the right leg and start extending it behind you, coming into a hovering position. Either staying here with your palms together or reach the arms overhead, coming into a warrior three. Keep flexing your back foot so your heel presses back and your toes are gently pulled inwards. Good. Inhale, come to standing. Bring your knee with you. And exhale, release. Good. Going to the other side. Coming back to that sinking position. So bend your knees. Shift your weight over to the right foot and stand. Lift up your left leg. Your hands can start on your hips. And then exhale, ankle on top of your knee. Keeping the ankle straight so the foot flexed. As you sink down, hips back, with the option to bring the hands in front of your heart. If you do so, press your palms together so you feel the chest opening as well as the shoulders rolling backwards. You also feel the activation on the shoulder blades. Good. From here, shift your weight strongly into that standing foot. As you release the left leg, starting to straightening behind you. You stay here with your hands or reach the arms overhead, warrior three. Make sure that your back is straight and you lift your navel into your spine. So that, of course, what helps us here in this position to stay standing. So keep your focus on that area around your navel. Good, inhale, coming up, lift your knee. And exhale, release down to a standing position. Good, from here we're gonna step out with the left foot. So you come to the side of your mat here. Your toes are up and your hands are on the inside of your knees. You're gonna start rocking left to right. And as you do so, rocking from left to right, you use your hands on the inner knees to roll the knees out. You want to make sure the knees have the same direction as your toes. So if your knees are further in than your toes, move your feet a bit in so they have the same alignment. Your tailbone is pointing straight down here. Good. And you're massaging yourself deeper, moving those hips closer and closer into the direction of the mat. Good. Now inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs, bring your toes pointing slightly in, so the second toes are pointing forward here. On the exhale, fold, keeping that length in the upper body, placing your hands flat in between your feet, palms flat. Good. Now release your head on your next exhale. And just press your hands into the mat. So, Yasmine, you might want to stand and widen your feet a bit, your stance. Good. So now the palms can be flat, huh? Good. Now see if you can use your hands as extra support. So the hands are also pressing into the mat. And as you do so, you're going to shift your weight a bit more forward to take it away from the heels, almost as if you're about to fall over. And with your hands, support your hair, do not do so. And then use also that connection from your hands into the mat to move the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can lift the kneecaps, activate the upper thighs. Good, inhale, coming to the fingertips, lengthening through each vertebra of the spine, lengthening through the elbows. On the exhale, move your toes out, bring your hands to watch your hips, coming up with the upper body. Now on the inhale, bring the arms to the side, extending them out as long as you can. On the exhale, bring your hands to the back. Now either grab your opposite elbow or bring your hands into reverse prayer. And so reverse prayer, your palms are touching, not the back of your hands, but really the inside of your palms and inside of your hands. Good. Wherever your hands are, just make sure you roll the shoulders backwards. And you also, as you use your hands or the arms on your back, you notice that the tendency of the back is here to arch. So see if you can avoid that by pressing the back into your arms or into your hands to straighten the spine, to straighten the back. Good. Now from here, straighten the legs on inhale. Bring the toes inwards as you exhale. Now interlace your hands into a bind. Reach the arms up on inhale. On exhale, coming forward again with a straight back as you reach the arms over. Good. And again, using each inhale to find length. And using each exhale to fall a little deeper. Good. A little bend in your knees. Activation in your core. Inhale, coming up. Keep your hands where they are for now. And then exhale, release your hands, bringing your right toes forward, keeping your back foot into that same 90-degree angle. So we set up for warrior two, yeah, on the right side. So in warrior two, you're gonna roll that front knee out, as well as your back thigh. So the left thigh is rolling out, the right knee is rolling out to increase the opening of the hips. The arms reaching out in both directions with your chest in between. And your chest is proudly open as your shoulders sink back and down. Shoulders stacked right above your hips, as well as your head and neck. So see if you can find that length in the vertical plane from your sit bones to the top of your head, as you look for that horizontal length from both arms. Good. Now from here, lean backwards as you inhale. Bring your hand behind you, reach up through the left arm, through the right arm. And then exhale, coming with the arm forward. Option one, elbow on top of your knee. Option two, your fingertips or palm on the inside of your foot. And then you're gonna reach over with the left arm on your next exhale, shifting your gaze up under your left tricep. Just like we did in warrior two, you roll that right knee out and the left thigh out as well. So you're still focusing on that opening of the hips. Back leg is straight and strong. Good, gazing down on your exhale. Release your hand down, come balancing on your back toes. Catch your balance. Good, on inhale, you're coming into a lunge. Yeah, with the option to bring the palms to touch. Now on the exhale, twist to the side, placing your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Yes, good. And then shift the gaze up as you inhale. And just like your smile is showing. So if this feels too much for you, you have the option to lower the left knee down, which I'll be showing. Yeah, so doing the twist but with the knee down, that's an option as well. Good, gazing down first on exhale. And then inhale, reach the arms back up, catch your balance. Good, exhale, hands down, stepping back into a downward facing dog. Good, taking one deep breath in here to fill the lungs. And then an exhale to sink the heels down. Good, now as you inhale, step forward with your left foot, spinning your back foot flat, 90 degrees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Coming to a warrior two on the other side. So again, roll the left knee out, roll the right thigh out. Your back leg is fully engaged, fully strengthened. As you sink the shoulders back and down. Again, lengthening from the sit bones to the top of your head. As you lengthen from your left fingertips in front to the right fingertips behind you. And see how long you can get through those arms. Good, as you inhale, reach back. Bring your hand behind you, reach over with the left arm. And then exhale, elbow on top of your knee. Option one, fingertips or hands on the inside of your foot. And then reach over with that right arm as you shift your gaze up underneath your right tricep. Make sure that your fingers pointing straight out. And you're actively moving both of your shoulders away from the ears. Just like in the previous posture, square the hips. So you're going to roll that right hip back and your left knee out as well. Good, gazing down, as you exhale, release the hand, come balancing on your back toes. Inhale, reach the arms up, coming into a lunge. Now palms to touch on the exhale, twist towards the left. Elbow on top of your left knee. And then inhale, coming into a twist, moving your hands into the direction of the middle of your chest. Now, if this feels too much for you, you can also drop that back knee down to make the pose a little bit more accessible. Good. Make sure the shoulders roll back. And so the spine is straight. As you twist it into the left side. Good. Gazing down on exhale. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Hands down. Exhale. Snap it back into downward facing dog. Again, one deep breath in here to fill the lungs. And exhale to sink into the posture. Roll over your toes, tuck the knees down as you inhale, arch through the back. And exhale to round through the back. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Good. Coming into a neutral spine position as you inhale. Lift your belly in so you suck your navel to activate your core. And from here, you're going to reach up with the right arm on inhale. Shift your gaze up to that hand. And as you exhale, bring that right arm underneath the left. So we call it thread the needle. So come lay down on your right shoulder. And then either having your right hand, so your left hand next to your head. Yeah, so the hand is like really next to your face. Like this. Yes, good. Now, if you like to go deeper, there's the option to reach up through the right arm. Palm reaches up. If you go for that last stage, make sure you roll that shoulder actively away from the ears or from your face. If it's too much, you can always lower the hand down. Just keep it next to the face. So make sure your hips are right above your knees. And both low legs are pressing equally down into the mat. So you're not hanging over here towards the left. Good, very nice. Good, if the arm was up in the air, bring it down as you exhale with your hand right next to your face. Now inhale, use your left hand to press yourself back up. Bring the arm back to the side. And exhale, release it back down. Good, coming back to the arch on inhale. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Inhale, coming back to a neutral spine. Same inhale, reach the left arm over to the side. Shift your gaze to your palm. And then exhale, a little bend in your right elbow as you thread the needle on the other side. Make sure you start with your hand next to your face. Good, either staying here or reach the arm up. Good. So yes, man. Can you see if you can bring the shoulder a bit more forward? Like or this one. Like before you go down. So what you want to do is like go here. And then your head comes down next to your head instead of moving your hand towards your face. Good. Nice. Now use your low legs to shift the weight forward. So the hips, yes, the hips stay right above knees. Pressing the low legs equally into the mat. Very good. And see if we can roll that chest a bit more open using that low arm on the mat. Good. If the arm was up, bring it down now as you exhale. On inhale, use that hand to press back up. Reach the arm to the side. And exhale, the hand comes back down. Good. Now from here, you're going to come with your knees up. Inhale, just above the mat. And then exhale, coming back to that downward facing dog. Bend your knees, get forward as you inhale, step across both legs. And come to a seated posture. Good. Now from here, you're going to bring your hands behind you, rolling the shoulders backwards. The fingers point right to your glutes. You're going to place your feet hip width apart with your toes pointing forward. So with the shoulders rolling back, the chest lifting, you're going to press down through the hands and feet to elevate your hips, coming into a tabletop position. Now either you're going to keep your head up, or if it feels okay for your neck, carefully release it back without collapsing in your neck. So you want to move from that length in the neck rather than compressing it. Keep rolling those shoulders backwards, keep pressing down through those feet. Good. If your head was back, bring the head back up first. And then release your sit bones down. Keep your knees bent as you release your hands away from the mat, keeping your back straight, core engaged. Now, either staying here with your feet on the mat or lift your legs up, bringing your knees and your feet to touch. And like Yasmin is showing. Very good. Now, see if you can roll the shoulders a little further back and maybe bring those knees closer to your chest here. Very good. Very good. Focus. So keep breathing. And so Yasmin is doing pole dancing. She has a very strong core, as you can tell. Good. Keeping the breath even. Good. From here, release your legs down. Reach the arms up on inhale. On exhale, we're going to fold forward. Either bring the hands on the outside of your feet. If you like to grab and hold your big toes, you can do that as well. And wherever your hands are at, just take a deep breath in as you lengthen from the sit bones to the top of your head. And then as you exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. If you need to bend your knees a bit to start with, it's totally fine. Just make sure that you feel every inhale, that lengthening from the sit bones to the top of your head. And each exhale, you feel the deepening of the posture as you use that space you've created on your inhale to go deeper. Good. Inhale to lengthen the spine, gazing up. On the exhale, you're going to cross your legs and then roll over the feet, coming onto your belly. So from here, your spine is showing, and I'll be just talking you through. So come and lay on your tummy, on your belly, with the arms next to your hips, palms facing towards your thighs. Good. You're going to press down strongly through the legs. And then on your next inhale, you're only going to lift your upper body up and then keep your chin tucked. Yeah, good. And the arms reaching up as well, parallel with the floor. Good. Good. Each inhale, you're going to extend through the chest. Every exhale, you're going to lift that chest, that belly, even further off the mat. Good. Just mind, can you see if you can bring your hands a bit more up away from the mat? Good. Beautiful. Good. Smooth, even breathing. This one is very good for the low back. And release down. Just take a break. Rest your head to one side. Relax the shoulders. Good. Now bring your head back to center. Press your forehead into the mat. So a little bit awkward position here. Now you're going to keep your arms next to your hips. Or actually you're going to place your hands into a fist here. Yeah, underneath your pelvis. Good. So you probably have that little spot between your pubic bone and your front hip bones, where you can exactly place your hands. That's a soft tissue area. Good. If you have them there, see if you can squeeze the elbows up towards the side ribs. Good. So shoulders away from the ears. And you keep your, good, beautiful. You keep your forehead down. You're going to separate the feet about the width of your hips. Now on your next inhale, you're going to lift the legs off the mat, keeping the forehead down and keeping the low body, the upper body down as well. So we're again working into that lower back area, but we're also activating the glutes, yeah, your butt muscles as well, your hamstrings, the calf muscles. And I can tell by Yasmin's face, she feels it, and probably you do as well. So if it gets intense, just breathe your way through. You're almost there. 2 more breaths. See if you can lift the feet a little bit higher without bending those knees. Very beautiful. Good. Exhale. Release the legs down. Again, take a break. Release the full head. And release your face to the other side now. So these last poses we move through, they're pretty intense. So we take some extra time to just relax before we continue. Okay. Now again, you're gonna bring your face back to center, full head into the mat. This time we start bending the knees, flexing the feet as if you want to stand with your feet onto the ceiling. So you bring your heels close towards your bum, and then you're gonna bring your hands around your ankles. Good. Sometimes you have to first point your toes here, but once you have your ankles, see if you can flex the feet again. Good. Now with that connection of your hands and your ankles, you're gonna take your legs up and your chest up on your next inhale. Good. And as you do so, flexing both feet, you're gonna squeeze your knees gently towards one another as you separate your feet a bit. So it feels a little bit awkward, a little bit counterintuitive, but this way we're really accessing that low back and core again. Good. 2 more breaths. Very good, Jasmine. You're almost there. And release again. Take a break. Release the legs. Whew. All right. You can breathe through the mouth indeed if you need to. Good. And from here, bring your hands next to your chest. Use that to press yourself up into a plank, and from that plank into downward dog. Exhale. Bend the knees, gaze forward as you inhale, stuck with your legs to the front, cross legs, and roll over your feet. Good. From here, come lay on your back. And so you're just going to roll your way to the back. Once your back is touching the mat, you're going to bring your feet closer towards your hips. So heels close towards your hips. Your feet hip width apart. Toes pointing slightly inwards. Now on your next inhale, you're going to lift your hips up, coming into a bridge position. Good. You can either stay here with the arms to the sides, or you can interlace your hands to climb higher up to your shoulders. Good. Keep pressing your feet into the mat to keep your knees right above your ankles and your feet. Good. See also if you can press those elbows into the mat. Very good. And then move your chest closer towards your chin, gazing towards your chest, or towards the top of your nose. Good. Either you stay here, or you walk your feet a little bit closer together. Good. Now, if you went for that last stage, see if you can shift your weight over to your left foot. And then see if you can extend your right leg right above your hip. Yeah, so you move the leg up, flexing that foot. So this one is a challenging one. Good. And lower down. Lift your hips a little higher and inhale. And then as you exhale, lift the other foot up, flexing that foot as if you want to stand on the ceiling. Very good. Good. Release it back down as you inhale. Lift the sit bones. And lift your hips a bit more up. And then exhale, slowly release all the way down, separating the hands. And then from here, bring your knees in. And then from here, just rock left to right, massaging the lower back. Good. And from here, slide your hands further down, grabbing the ankles or the outsides of your feet as you bring your knees to the side for happy baby pose. Rocking left to right to massage that low back even further. Good. And so probably after everything we went through, this pose feels very, very nice. Good. Now from here, you're going to lower your left leg down to the mat. And then move your right knee into the chest. Good. Just hug it in. Circling out your right ankle to start with. Good. Now you're going to extend your right arm to the side, palm facing up, gazing to your thumb. And then on your next exhale, you're going to drain that right knee towards the left together with your hips. Make sure that your right shoulder stays plugged into the mat. You can close your eyes if you like. So this last posture, just completely relax and completely soften. And no muscular activity at all, just release. And also relaxing the jaw, tongue, and softening the eyeballs behind, muscles behind the eyes as well. Good. From here on an inhale, coming back to center. Bring first both of your knees into the chest. Good. Keep your left leg in, extend the right leg. Good. Circling out your ankle. And then we're going to bring the left arm to the side, gazing to your palm. And then as you exhale, roll that left knee over to the right, keeping that left shoulder anchored down into the mat. And again, you can close your eyes if you like to tune into that relaxation component of the posture. And just like us, all we did on the other side, instead of pushing and pulling, just see how much you can release and let go instead. Observing everything that you feel in your body. Well, maybe also observing what the practice did with you mentally or emotionally. Or maybe you feel more calm before you moved into this practice. Good. From here, slowly make your way back to center, bringing both knees into your chest, hugging the legs. Good. And as you exhale, lower one leg down at a time. Your heels on the outer sides of your mat. Bring the arms to the side as well, palms facing up. Good. And as you arrive here in Shavasana, just take a deep breath in through the nose, feel the lungs. Exhale through the mouth, release. You can do two more like that if you like. And then using each exhale to sink deeper into that state of relaxation, that state of letting go, of surrender to gravity. For the next 2 minutes, see how much you can let go and sink down into the mat or any surface that you lay on. Relaxing the face, relaxing the forehead, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, your hands and your fingers, relaxing the chest and the upper back, relaxing the belly and your low back, relaxing the hips, relaxing the glutes, relaxing the upper legs, the knees, the lower leg, relaxing the ankles and the feet, all the way into your toes. Good. And start deepening your breath. Start wiggling the fingers, wiggling your toes, circling the ankles, circling wrists. Good. And release the hands back down. Gently rocking the back of your head, back of your skull over the mat, left to right to massage the muscles on the back of your head and into your neck. Good. Bring your head back to center. And from here, bring your knees back into the chest, arms around your knees. And again, gently rocking left to right to massage the low back. Good. Now you bring your hands onto the inner knees, the inside of your knees. And you start rocking back and forth over the length of your spine. So just a few times, forehead into the direction of your knees. And on your inhale, you're going to sit up, coming back to a cross-legged position. Eyes are closed, your hands are in front of your heart. Taking with you the calm you so nicely dove into in the last couple of minutes. Good. From here, just take a moment to thank yourself for making the time to be here today, for making time to work on your mental, your physical strength, your mental and your physical flexibility, and your mental and physical health and overall well-being. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And as well from home, thank you so much for coming.